This week, Congressman Derrick Van Orden introduced a bill trying to crack down on speech that celebrates political violence and domestic terrorism. It comes as the congressman called for the removal of federal funds from municipalities like the city of Eau Claire after city council members made comments surrounding Charlie Kirk's assassination. First News at 9's Kim Leadholm sitting down with Congressman Van Orden today about this bill and has all the details.
Congressman Derrick Van Orden says the federal government will, quote, no longer be funding hate. And that's why he says he introduced a bill that would prohibit federal funds from going to entities who employ people that condone or advocate for political violence or domestic terrorism.
And if you are espousing for political violence and terrorism, you can be arrested because it is, I'm telling you, black and white in the law. It's unlawful.
We asked Congressman Van Orden for more clarification on what kind of speech qualifies as political violence. The congressman didn't give us an example, instead referred us to the United States Code defining terrorism.
When you're breaking the law, which these people are, you need to be held accountable.
But political science professor Rich Postlethwaite with UW Stout says figuring out what constitutes as breaking the law could be a challenge.
But most of the time, if you're saying something bad about somebody, it doesn't constitute a violation of, it's free speech. It's not a violation of law. We can't legislate people's thoughts. We can't legislate people putting out, as long as it's not violent, as long as I'm not hurting you, as long as I'm not threatening to hurt you. I don't understand how it can't be considered free speech under the First Amendment to the Constitution.
In the days since Charlie Kirk's assassination, Congressman Derrick Van Orden has made hundreds of posts on social media reprimanding individuals for comments they made after Kirk's death. That includes Eau Claire City Council members. We asked the congressman about these posts, saying they don't seem to be calling for violence. Here's what he said.
I'm going to say this one more time. If you look up the U.S. Code and read it, it is crystal clear that what they are saying falls under this U.S. statute. So it's a little frustrating when I have clearly intelligent people like yourself who can read that you don't do your homework before you conduct this interview. And you expect me to walk you through this completely.
If this bill makes its way through Congress, Postlethwaite says he would expect immediate legal challenges.
And we also spoke today with Eau Claire City Council President Emily Berge about how Van Orden's threats to withhold federal funds would impact Eau Claire, including $2 million for the city's new PFAS removal facility. Berge says she's received several emails asking her to fire council members Joshua Miller and Aaron Brewster. Berge, though, says that's not how local government works, adding that it was disappointing that the congressman's bill targets Eau Claire directly.
Target Eau Claire in his tweet or statement that he posted online. He specifically called out Eau Claire and the 74,000 residents that live here over the remarks of two council members that are protected under the First Amendment and freedom of speech. So my thoughts, I'm really disappointed and shocked that he would do that. I think, as elected leaders, we are held to a higher standard.
In an effort to be fully transparent, we do want to state that Emily Berge is one of 3 Democratic candidates running for the 3rd Congressional District against Derrick Van Orden.